So my word for 2025 is Ebenezer, and you'll come to understand why this strange word predates 2025 and why it's important in the years to come too. I moved into this studio office in March and I love it because it's my haven for editing, relaxing and watering my plants. But the one thing I really don't like in a creative space is empty white walls. They're uninspiring and I want to bring more meaning into the room. The solution ties in with a challenge I've thought up, and that's to create a panoramic print made up of analog photos. I've shot on film before, but never for a panorama, so I don't know if the result is even achievable. But if it works, it'll serve this space in a really special way. In 1 Samuel 7, you'll read about how God delivers a victory to his people. In response to this victory, the prophet Samuel places a stone and names it Ebenezer, saying, "Thus far the Lord has helped us." Ebenezer literally means a rock of help, and it served as a monument of remembrance of God's goodness. This is the inspiration behind the stack of rocks here. So I've just come by Flight Labs on Franklin Street, which is my go-to spot for getting film developed and processed. And I love these guys, Perna and Adisha. They do a fantastic job along with the crew. There's something beautiful that I love about film photography with shooting a roll, dropping it off somewhere like Flight Labs, and then just trusting them with the outcome. So I've run into an issue. So I took 5 photos in all which I got developed, and 4 of those photos, they're of the environment, the trees, the foliage, and they turned out fine. The one photo which failed me was the middle photo of the stump and the stack of rocks. I emailed Flight Labs and explained the situation, and again, they were awesome and encouraging, and we both reached the conclusion that, yeah, I just messed up the camera settings for that one photo. And yeah, this is a tough pill to swallow because this is film we're talking about. I can't just go back with a digital camera and take a photo. I have had to pay for new film and I'll need to pay to get that developed, and it just goes to show how unforgiving this process can be if you don't take your time with it. And I think it's really helpful to be able to reflect on what happened and obviously learn from your mistakes. So hopefully that panorama pans out okay, excuse the pun. Double checking the camera settings is something that I'm going to be doing a lot more frequently, especially for something like this. I'm just going to do a safe horizontal photo as well. And something else that this experience has taught me to care more about is exposing for the shadows of my images in order to get a well-exposed image. So with those hard lessons learned, there's only one more thing to do, and that's to try again. So I kind of forgot that plants grow. And the foliage here in Blackwood Forest has really sprung up in the last couple months, and I was really struggling to find the stump again, but there it is, right where I left it. I am ready to take this photo again. Obviously the weather is a lot different today, and I actually kind of don't mind the dappled sunlight look. I think it just brings a little bit more hope, a little bit more joy into the image. Okay, all wrapped up. I took quite a few panoramics today just to be safe, but now we send it off to get developed. The photos came back through yesterday and I haven't had a look at them yet, so let's see how they turned out. Okay. It's a totally different look with the sunlight. We have some stuff to work with, finally. After sending off the final panoramic to be printed, it was time for the final stage of the journey, and that's framing. My 2 mates, Matt and Micah, own a furniture crafting business called MS Wood, and they were so on board to craft a custom picture frame for this print. Getting other creative hands on board adds to the collaborative journey that makes projects like this so much more meaningful. I look back on life and can clearly see Ebenezers in different forms and people, serving as reminders of God's sovereignty and goodness. This print is on my wall to remind me of that, and to remind me that my future is in no better hands than His. So if I can ask you, what are the Ebenezers in your own life that serve as reminders of God's love, grace, and goodness to you? In what ways has the Lord been good to you thus far?